Presenting yourself to employers, like building a professional profile and online image, what personal or professional social networking sites do you use?
I know I use a website called LinkedIn. It's a very professional profile where employers can look up your resume or see if you're either interested in working for the type of job that they offer. Also, Facebook and Twitter is a good way to use or promote myself.
Okay. What do you consider when posting information or pictures online?
I definitely consider the fact that if I was to work for a big company, for instance, dealers or something, and the boss wanted to look me up, I would definitely want something professional on my profile to help persuade them to hire me. Because if you have a lot of negativity or negative things on your Facebook or Twitter, perhaps they would think you're probably as elusive as you make yourself seem. How has being in school changed the way you think about the world and your priorities?
I don't think it's changed it overly much. The only thing college really showed me is that it's not about how smart you are, so much as it is about what you're willing to do.
All right. And what's your major?
Biochemistry.
Biochemistry. Do you have any relationships or friendships with anybody outside your major?
I only know like 2 other biochem majors here, so if I have a friend, they're outside of my major.
Right. Nathan Herman. Okay. How do you adapt to changes?
I don't know. I'd probably say I would just roll with the punches and adapt to them any way I can and assess the situation, think of the options I have, and choose the best one after weighing the pros and cons.
What's your name, sir?
Daniel Pierce.
Daniel Pierce. Got a quick question for you. How do you adapt when necessarily change happens?
That is a fantastic question. I mean, I don't know if there's a true way to adapt whenever change happens, because I think it's just one of those things where you have to accept the fact that at some point it will happen. So I guess the best way to adapt whenever change happens is to not get too set in stone in what you know.
I don't know. I don't plan that stuff out ahead. I don't think you really can. You just take it how it comes and make the best of it.
I understand that.
If it works out, it works out. If it doesn't,
all right. I'm doing a quick short video for Student Help 101, and I just want to ask you a quick question about relationships. Actually, how has being in college changed the way you think about the world or your priorities?
It definitely makes you focus on what you want to do, having a self-perspective. You make a lot of close friends about the same morals, and it's basically just making lifelong friendships and people who really have the same perspectives that you do.
You learn more about what you want as your education increases as well, and I think you tend to be smarter about the decisions you make.
You're definitely more enlightened. I think in high school you're very sheltered. You're under the ideology of your parents, and so you come to college and you see all these different ideas that you're not used to. So it causes you to either reaffirm what you believe in or even change your mind on what.
Being in school has taught me to prioritize my work first, but still hang out with friends and go out and still have fun. But when you have work, you got to do that.
How do you manage school, your social life, and just your personal problems?
I basically have a reward system. So I'll do my work first, and then I'll go out and I'll try to include my friends in that, so they do their work too. Just influence them in a good way, and we all help each other out.
So would you say you have a good social group that you're in right now?
Oh yeah, I have a lot of friends. Yes.
And what's the best advice for someone transitioning from high school into college on finding the right friends and finding the right crowd just to stick in?
I'd say just get to know people first and talk to people in your classes.
Has being in school changed the way you think about the world or your priorities?
I mean, yeah, in a sense it has. I've got my worldview, and I look at life through a Christian lens. But definitely meeting other people and seeing different views expressed and seeing the way other people interpret life has really allowed me to, I guess, have a greater preparation for how I'm going to live out my Christian faith in life, and I can know what to expect, right? yeah, so it's definitely been very beneficial, and I've learned quite a bit through it. So.
Okay. And how has this impacted your personal relationships?
It's allowed me to make friends of a lot of different from a lot of different views than I have. I have friends that have different views than I have, and it's been nice. I grew up in East Texas, in a small private school with people that only ever really have the same view I have. There's not a lot of diversity, but meeting people with different views, different perspectives, and different goals in life has enriched me in that I'm able to glean what I can from them and take what's beneficial to me from their personalities and apply it to my own life.
All right. How do you find the time to fit exercise into your life?
I have a pretty busy schedule, but I do know fitness is very important to our health. So most of the time I wake up at about 6 a.m. and start my day off with exercise. And if I can manage it, I actually go another time in the day to make up for 2 days kind of thing. But I make time for it at least 5 days out of the week.
5 days out of the week. Okay. And whenever you're exercising, do you ever perform other tasks like multitasking?
Yeah. Very often I study or listen to my lectures while I work out. Keeps your mind off of what you're doing. So it's an easy way of studying.
Packaged foods. How creative can you get with that?
Well, there are some foods such as, let's say, like pasta that has like a sauce that you can cook in the microwave, and you can grab something easy such as, what do you call it? It's like grounded beef, and you can put that in the microwave as well to cook it in the microwave, and then, like I'm showing you an example of a meal you can do, so you can put that grounded meat in the microwave, cook it, and then you can cook the little pasta with the sauce on the microwave, and then you can mix those two together. You can have Italian food.
What type of things do you eat in college while you're here now? Like,
Easter just came rolling around, so a lot of candy. Been fueling my life for a while now.
would you say that's very nutritious?
Not in a positive manner, no. But other than that, I survive on eggs and cereal and fruit.
All right. And how much nutrition would you say could be in these packaged foods that you eat?
Well, you gotta watch the sodium that they put in there to preserve the food. But if it has I think the only problem would be, depending on who you get, is how the quantities of sodium in those processed foods are kind of big, so that could affect maybe your cholesterol or something like that.